Every game begins the same way.
My friends from Birdland, before we dive into the latest and most crucial information about our beloved Baltimore Orioles, I want to make a direct and heartfelt request. Subscribe to the channel. It's essential for you, for me, and for our entire community. By subscribing, you guarantee first-hand access to the fastest, deepest, and above all, truest analyses of the birds. Here, you'll find a unique perspective from someone who lives the team's daily life intensely, who feels the thrill of the O during the national anthem, and who breathes O's baseball. Don't miss the chance to be part of the most informed and passionate discussion about our team. Welcome back to the channel, Birdland. As you know, covering the Baltimore Orioles is my passion and my mission, and today I bring you behind-the-scenes information that deserves our full attention. On Saturday afternoon, we were caught by surprise by a last-minute change in the Orioles lineup for the matchup against the Chicago Cubs, with the withdrawal of veteran outfielder Tyler O'Neill. The official reason for his absence was illness, not an injury, which is already a point to analyze. However, this situation raises a series of questions about O'Neill's long-term availability and, more importantly, about his actual role in Baltimore's lineup, especially at this crucial point in the season. The news, as is customary in the fast-paced world of baseball, broke just moments before the first pitch, when the respected Raj Kubatko of MAS and Sports posted on X, formerly Twitter, the information that O'Neill had been scratched due to illness. Tyler O'Neill has been scratched due to illness, Orioles, Kubatko wrote. This led to a series of defensive and lineup adjustments that reflect the team's current philosophy. Gunnar Henderson was moved to the designated hitter position. Jeremiah Jackson took over as the starting right fielder, and Luis Vasquez, who had just been called up from AAA, was slotted in to play shortstop, batting ninth. This updated formation is a clear indication of the continuous evolution of our team's core, especially during a period when the club is looking to solidify its position within the American League East standings, even if the current situation in the table is not the most encouraging. It's crucial to analyze O'Neill's history to understand the context. At 30 years old, he has faced a season full of interruptions, having participated in only 41 games so far. His physical issues have been a constant, including a left shoulder contusion, neck discomfort, and knee stiffness. His on-field production has been as inconsistent as his presence, with a batting average of just .210 and 7 home runs. Saturday's illness, therefore, is not an isolated event, but rather another interruption in a year that has been marked by problems. Although this specific absence is categorized as minor, it fits into a worrying trend. The Orioles, with a record of 50 wins and 60 losses, are currently in last place in the American League East standings. This means that the team's focus has shifted dramatically, from a potential postseason bid to a talent evaluation phase. Younger players like Jackson and Vasquez are receiving opportunities in key developmental roles, while the front office looks cautiously and strategically to the franchise's future. O'Neill's absence, whether due to medical precaution or a strategic decision, only reinforces the organization's philosophy of prioritizing youth and the development of its promising talents. The decision to remove Tyler O'Neill from the lineup, even if for a seemingly minor illness, underscores a paradigm shift that the Baltimore Orioles have been actively implementing since the trade deadline. The franchise is clearly in a roster overhaul mode, with an explicit priority on promoting and evaluating its young talents. It's no secret to anyone in Birdland that we are in a transition period, where the focus is not just on winning games in the present, but on building a sustainable and competitive future. Major prospects from our farm such as Jackson Holliday, Kobe Mayo, and Colton Cowser are increasingly receiving opportunities to demonstrate their value at the major league level. The absence of a veteran like O'Neill, regardless of the cause, serves as a direct opening for these young players to gain valuable experience and prove they deserve a permanent spot on the team. This illness-related absence also minimizes risks in what is now, for the club, a low-risk environment. Given the current situation in the American League East standings, the chances of a postseason contention are virtually nil. Thus, every lineup adjustment like the one we saw on Saturday may not have a significant impact on immediate standings, but it is extremely relevant to the broader picture. It represents the ongoing challenge of balancing the presence of veterans on our roster with the long-term development objectives, which are crucial for the rebuild. It's a fine line that the front office and coaching staff must walk wisely. Keeping experienced players is important for leadership and stability, but it cannot come at the expense of nurturing our future cornerstones. In every game, we are seeing a clear demonstration that management is willing to give chances to those who can truly be part of the O's future. After Saturday's game, we all eagerly awaited for manager Tony Mansolino, or even the general manager, to clarify O'Neill's situation. We wanted to know if the health issue might persist and affect his availability for Sunday's series finale against the Cubs. Although detailed information is still emerging, the overall picture remains unchanged and quite clear for any attentive Orioles fan. The franchise's front office is actively preparing for a rebuilding phase. And in this phase, every game a veteran like Tyler O'Neill misses for any reason opens up a new and valuable opportunity for a hungry young player. These youngsters are eager to prove their worth, to show they deserve a spot on the main roster, and to be part of the next winning generation of the Baltimore Orioles. This is the reality we are living, Birdland, and it is a reality that, though sometimes painful in the present, promises a brighter future for our team. It's a cycle we need to understand and support with all our passion. Analyzing Tyler O'Neill's absence and the subsequent lineup movements for the Orioles reveals a clear strategy from the front office. Focus on the future and make room for the new generation of talents. This isn't a short-term decision. It's a meticulous plan aimed at building a championship team for years to come. The prioritization of players like Jackson, Vasquez, and the continuous integration of names like Jackson Holliday, Kobe Mayo, and Colton Cowser show that the organization is committed to developing its own talent base, rather than relying solely on veterans who may not be part of the core long term. This is an approach that demands patience from Birdland, but one that, if successful, will yield significant dividends in the future. The rebuilding process is always challenging with its ups and downs, but the front office's vision seems well defined. Invest in potential. This philosophy of prioritizing youth has a direct impact not only on each game's lineup, but also on future trade windows. If veterans like O'Neill continue to face health issues and performance inconsistency, their utility to the team diminishes, while their market value for a potential trade can also be affected. This leads the front office to carefully weigh each move. A trade of a veteran now might not bring an immediate return in terms of ready-to-play players, but it could free up roster space and salary cap for future acquisitions, or to give more playing time to young talents. Roster management is an art, and the Orioles are demonstrating they are willing to make tough decisions to ensure the team is on the right path. The goal is clear. Not just to compete, but to dominate the American League East and eventually aim for the World Series, as they did in their golden years. The central question that arises from all of this is how the team will balance the need for immediate competitiveness with the imperative of talent development. While the current season is far from what we expected in terms of wins, every game is a learning opportunity for our young players. They are facing major league level pitchers dealing with the pressure of important games and, most crucially, gaining valuable experience that will be invaluable in future seasons. O'Neill's absence and Jackson's subsequent entry into right field are perfect examples of this dynamic. Jackson has a chance to show he belongs at this level, to prove his worth, and to establish himself as an important piece for the O's future. It is a moment of continuous evaluation where every performance, good or bad, is a source of data for the front office and coaching staff. The fans, Birdland, need to be aware that we are in a planting period, and the fruits will come, but they require time and dedication. To summarize the main news, Tyler O'Neill, Baltimore Orioles outfielder, was scratched from the lineup against the Chicago Cubs due to illness, and his absence further opens up opportunities for the evaluation of young talents, reinforcing the franchise's strategy to focus on rebuilding and developing its promising core. His situation, combined with a history of injuries and inconsistency, puts his long-term future with the O's in question as the front office prioritizes youth and building a, say, competitive team for the future. Now, Birdland, I want to hear from you. What do you think of these latest team decisions? Is the strategy of prioritizing youth, even if it costs wins in the present, the right path for the Orioles? What would be the best strategy for the upcoming games, especially considering ongoing absences and the need to evaluate the roster? And regarding the next trade windows, should we try to move veterans to acquire more prospects or look for a ready-made piece that fits our long-term project? Leave your comments below. I read every single one, and your opinion is fundamental to our community. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed the analysis, and please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to continue following the most exclusive analyses and daily updates on our Baltimore Orioles. Together we are Birdland, and together we will follow every step of the O's rebuild to the top.